Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah, and I'm a victim. As a mother, I have carried the unbearable weight of this grief of losing my son for years. Knowing that this day would come, I wanted it to come, but now that it's here, I'm scared. The day when the evidence of my son's final moments, the autopsy photos, the crash scene images, would arrive. I thought so hard to get it here, but now I fear not. Well, what I fear now is that it's within reach. Do I really want to see my son in that condition? The idea of seeing the physical proof of his suffering is almost too much to bear. For you see, I never did see him after that. I couldn't. And I couldn't have a casket. I had him cremated. So this day is very hard for me. And in this overwhelming moment of pain, I am writing to the man who took his life, Dennis Rodriguez Abeda Jr., the man who murdered my son. What do you say to someone who has shattered your world beyond repair? How can he ever understand the depth of what he's done? I waited for this for years to confront this harsh reality, but now that it's here, I don't know if I have the strength. Still, I must. I must try to make him see the devastation he has caused, even though nothing will ever bring back my son Kenley. Dear Dennis, today I write to you as a mother who wakes up every day to an empty room, a hollow ache, and a heart that will never heal. Today is a day I never wanted to face, and yet I am forced to again. I am waiting for my attorney to send a FedEx package today. It contains photos, evidence, they call it, of the day you, Dennis Rodriguez Abeda Jr., took my son Kenley's life. The day you became a murderer and I got a life sentence. Inside will be images of the crash, of my child's crushed body being placed into a black bag and zipped shut. Kenley's autopsy and photos of the wreckage you left behind. You left behind. All I know is that my son was crushed, and what I see in my mind is horrific. But I know I cannot face looking at those photos. I feel you should have had them posted in your cell so that you could see what you did and what I see every day. What I wake up to, what I go to sleep to. As I said, I haven't seen them yet. I don't know if I ever will have the strength to, but they'll sit there. A constant reminder of the life sentence you handed me. A life of unbearable loneliness and crippling fear of the future. All because you chose to get drunk that night. Climb in the car and steal my son Kenley's life. You know what haunts me? I'll never know if the crime scene photos are worse than the images that consume my mind, unless I look at them. The ones I lay awake thinking about every night since that day. But everybody warns me not to go see them, unless I have somebody with me. But You took him. You took my son. You took everybody away from me. But here's what I do know. I buried my son. I lowered him into the ground. Something no parent should ever have to do. And that was the hardest day of my life. And now I'm reminded of everything I'll never see. His smile, future, family, and happiness. All that is gone. Reduced to a flash drive, documents, and pictures that no mother should ever have to receive. Just because you wanted to go get drunk. Just because you wanted to get drunk. What a selfish person you are. Do you understand the depth of the pain you caused? No, probably not. Or do you sit in that cell alive as if nothing's ever happened? I'm sure that's what it is. At least that's what I've been hearing. That you have no sympathy whatsoever about what you did to my son. And I'm sure your mommy told you that it was an accident. Well, Mr. Abeda, it wasn't an accident. You deliberately got in that car, you deliberately drove, and you deliberately got drunk. I don't know if you ever thought about it. If you ever truly understood what it means to take a life. But again, like I said, I've been told that you are a very narcissistic type of personality and have no regrets whatsoever. You couldn't even polish my son's boots. My son wasn't just anyone. He was my baby. He had dreams, love, and hope. He wanted to do good. He did good. Something that you never did and something you never will do. You're worthless. And you took all of that away with one reckless, selfish decision. It isn't fair. I shouldn't be celebrating his achievements, his birthday, maybe even his wedding. I should be holding his children in my arms, watching them grow, and the incredible father that I always knew he would be. But instead, I am here alone, pacing, waiting for a FedEx delivery that carries the weight of my loss. People have said that I should forgive you. That's a path of healing. Not for me, but I can't. You'll never know. You'll never show any remorse for what you did. You never showed anything in court. And I understand you're not showing anything in prison. And honestly, even if you had, I still couldn't. I could have if it was sheet ice or you had a heart attack. But no, you're just a drunk. A worthless drunk. Some things are too painful, too wrong to ever forgive. Drunk driving is at the top, and there's no excuse to drink and drive. You took my baby from me, and there's no going back on that. You still breathe. You still exist, and that feels wrong. Knowing that the man who took everything from me still gets to wake up each morning. You get to sit in your cell while I sit alone, trying to make sense of the unimaginable. On December the 6th, 2026, you'll be up for parole. I want you to know I will be there, and I will compose a protest letter and gather victim impact statements and stand before the board and make sure that they hear my voice. You took my son from me, and you don't deserve a second chance to life. My son never got one. The pain you caused is permanent. And you need to live with that just as I do. You gave me a life sentence. I don't know if you'll ever truly understand the depth of damage you caused. The pain you left me with. The broken life I must live now. But I hope one day you do. I hope that the reality of what you did finds its way into your heart, and that you realize that you didn't just end one life that day. You shattered mine too. And oh yes, how many lives would an emergency room doctor have saved during COVID? How many people did you really kill that day? How many? On this day, I sat with the weight of my grief, my anger, and my loss. And I want you to know what that feels like, because maybe then you'll begin to understand the gravity of what you've done. But honestly, I don't believe you ever will. Sincerely, Sarah Raney, a mother who will never stop grieving.